episode of the Red Zone Blitz for the 2015 NFL season. And it seems like we're getting into a pattern here. Some of the same teams still on top, but I think one of those teams is starting to distinguish itself. But before we get into all that, Ezra, how's it going, man?
Doing pretty good. For some reason, I'm going to give you this random, worthless fact. I just read Japan next month will open up a Pokemon gym. Amazing.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm not a big Pokemon guy, but just in case you Poke fans are out there, they're opening
How does that... Now, how does that work?
It's for the kids, man. It's for the kids. I'm teaching them how to communicate. I think they're going to have a Squirtle class and stuff like that. They're going to have different programs for the kids. But for whatever reason, I clicked that link and read about Japan's opening up a Pokemon.
Why not?
Why not? What? Of course not. It's still huge. It's still pretty huge. People who love when the games come out for, I guess, the Game Boy and stuff like that, even though I was never a big Game Boy guy. Were you any of those handheld systems? You was?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was. I grew up with the Game Boy Color. Is what I grew up with.
Was it was it Sega Genesis? Was it Sega Gear? I forgot what it was called. Their handheld one. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. Oh well, it doesn't matter now. Oh,
well. Let's dive right into things here because we might have an early candidate for the MVP award because Super Hippo 95 was here before we were. He's already down in the FanDuel comment box asking us all kinds of questions.
I said this last week. This guy's here every single week. Super Hippo is the man. When we say we're here 9 o'clock, he's here at 8:45.
Right.
If we ever get big enough and we need an assistant, I'm telling you, we got to get Super Hippo. That man is on. He's punctual. The man is on point. He's got questions. He's ready to rock and roll. And he's got, for some reason, he's exposing his rock hard 6-pack all over his YouTube avatar. But whatever. We can work out with him too. Do you got a 6-pack, huh, Dave?
I'm not gonna disclose.
I got a keg. That's what I got. Plain and simple.
Since I got the new job, I've noticed a little bit of
and you got a girlfriend too. So when you got a girlfriend and you're working, the weight increases. Everything starts to get a little softer. Oh man, I know the pain.
Although I must admit, this last Sunday I had a pretty good game of football that I played. A couple games of football, so I still got it.
Got a couple touchdowns?
Couple.
Oh, you dominated. That's what you want to say. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Trying to be modest before that. Couple. What are you talking about?
No, I did a little bit of throwing, a little bit of catching. I did a little bit of everything. I had everything except a sack. I had a fumble recovery. I had an interception on the defensive side of the ball. I stopped a 2-point conversion. On the offensive side of the ball, threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, caught a touchdown.
Oh.
So, I did a little bit of everything.
Everything. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It was good. It was a good Sunday.
Good for you. I don't know. I didn't play any football. I just watched football. I haven't played football in a long time. And the only position I can probably play now is linebacker, and that's about it.
Linebacker.
That's about it. I tell you, you ain't passing me though. You don't come to my side of the field. Those 3 yards within that circle, I'm the most deadliest man alive. You ain't getting those 3 yards. I don't have much speed, but those 3 yards, don't come in my zone. You're on my property, and I am allowed to use force. I'm telling you right now. Don't come to my side, David.
Well, you want to talk about lines and barriers. All right, let's talk about this line and barrier. Let's talk about the Golden Tate catch as ruled as a touchdown.
Catch or no catch, we don't know.
Catch or no catch, right? You talk about that line, that barrier. Bears Lions in Detroit last Sunday. Golden Tate catches the ball on a slant, I believe it was. It's hard to explain because he catches the ball. He's still, I think, hasn't even maybe planted his second foot down, and the ball comes loose as he's crossing the goal line. If he maintained the catch, if he had the possession of the ball, I think it would be ruled as a touchdown. But it happened so fast that I don't know if he even had enough time to have maintained that possession. Ball comes loose, still in the air. Ball gets caught by Bears defender. To me, it was an interception. This is the second time Golden Tate has had some fluky, weird play happen in the end zone, and he gets the touchdown called in his favor. Personally, I don't like him.
Yeah, I
don't like
tell me
Golden
something. I don't think anybody, would have guessed that you do like him. Okay, David. I think by your facial expression and your tone, it was very relevant. I can't even pronounce the word right now, but you can see it. I can see the emotion in your eyes, bro.
It just, because I watched that play live as it happened, and he just has this cockiness to him where the ball gets picked off by the Bears defender, and he just turns his back to everybody and puts his hands up in the air and just walks off the field like that was a touchdown.
What
it's like
wide receiver isn't cocky?
There are some that aren't.
And guess
there
what?
are some that aren't.
Those are the ones that are the third or fourth stringers, okay? Those are the Marcus Wheatons of the world, okay? That's what it is. Most big-time receivers, I'm not saying Golden Tate is an elite receiver, but he has established himself as, a legitimate number 2 guy, big-time guy. He was the most consistent player last year. Most of these guys are very confident and full of themselves in a lot of ways. That's just the way it is. Give me the ball and get out the way. Look at Sammy Watkins. I need 10 targets. I need 10 targets.
Yeah, but the thing is that it comes down to talent, and at that point, Sammy Watkins, I'd be frustrated too if I was him. He has the talent. He has the talent to be a top 5 receiver. He just doesn't have the quarterback talent to get him the ball.
I know. I'm just saying. Most of these wide receivers have this personality. So don't get fault on Golden Tate. And to speak on the catch, by NFL rules, it's not a catch. I agree with you. It was not a catch, such. But to me, if you're asking Ezra, okay, in my mind, usually, if you got the ball, you take one step, and the other foot is down, especially in the red zone, boom, it should be a touchdown. To me, you got both feet down, you still got possession. Just talk about complete the catch, whatever. The ball is the ball never hit the ground. I'm not talking about if the ball doesn't hit the ground and such, and both of your feet are down. To me, that's a catch. But if that's not a touchdown, then obviously Calvin Johnson, Des Bryant, those are not touchdowns. You have to be consistent, and which the NFL has been until they messed up with this call.
It was a play that was too close to call. I mean, and they reviewed it as well. It's not like they didn't. They obviously reviewed it.
All touchdowns are reviewable. Yes.
Right. And it must have been one of those plays where they needed 100% concrete proof evidence to overturn the call. So I don't think they had it. They didn't know exactly how to call it. It was too ticky-tacky, and they ended up calling it as a touchdown. But I think most people believe that it was not. It was an interception. So
yeah, like I said, by NFL rules to me, but like I said, if you're not going to call Calvin Johnson, Des Bryant a touchdown, this should not be a touchdown either.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so by their rules. But in my mind, to me, all those are touchdowns.
And that was a question that was raised by Super Hippo 95. One of 4 questions he hit us with right away. Here's one that I'd like to ask because I was gonna hit on the Eagles tonight. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFC East?
No.
Who is?
Who is? When healthy, the Cowboys.
Right.
That's it.
Now.
And I still have to. You know what? The Eagles have been fortunate. They really have, because the Giants shot themselves in the foot twice in the first 2 weeks of the season. Cowboys getting hurt. Okay, I mean, specifically Tony Romo being out, has helped the Eagles big time. And the Eagles still haven't looked that crisp. To be honest, I think me, you, everybody that watched that Monday night game was the loser, because that was a pathetic. I usually don't get on teams, but I gave up at the beginning of the or mid-third quarter because that game was so sloppy, so disgusting. It was a waste of my time. I gave up. I didn't even bother to finish that game because it seemed like nobody wanted to play football. Nobody wanted to win that game. It was interceptions, turnovers, plays called, penalties everywhere. It was just sloppy. It was very nasty to look at, okay? I know Halloween is approaching. I know this is the month to watch horror movies, but I don't need it on Monday Night Football, okay? I don't need to see that goriness. That was just nasty out there. I didn't like it at all. But the Eagles, to my point is, the Eagles were not impressive at all. And this is the game that the Giants, emphatically lost this year. This is their first game that they really, did not look good at all. And losing those first 2 weeks, shooting themselves in the foot, has come back and bit them right now because they could have been in control of this division while the Cowboys are down and the Eagles were struggling. And now they're in this position where they're in second place.
And unfortunately, the Giants have always been a team who started out slow. Started out 0-2, 1-3, whatever. And then as the season progresses, that's when they get hot. For whatever reason, that's just how that team is built. So I'm not worried if I'm a Giants fan, I'm not too worried. But that was a game where they came out and pretty much laid a big giant egg. Are the Eagles the best team in the East? I mean, right now they're first in the NFC East.
Yeah,
so technically speaking, they are.
Technically speaking, but I'm so Big Tune is my boy. Okay, I am a big component. If I had to pick someone to be my mentor when it comes to NFL, it is Bill Parcells, and he has said this plenty of times on the Red Zone Blitz before. You are what your record says, okay? Right now they're in first place, so yeah, you can call them the best team in the East. But in my eyes, by the eye test, I don't think so. Like I said, the Giants did it to themselves. Cowboys getting hurt. The Eagles are fortunate enough to, at this point in the season, they're very fortunate the way they have played. Have they gotten better over the last couple weeks? Yes, but they still don't look very good. They still don't look like the team people envisioned. Their defense has been solid so far, but that offense is still not there yet. They made plenty of mistakes this past Monday. The Giants didn't take advantage of it.
Now, the Cowboys are 2-3 in this division right now, but their 2 wins come against their divisional opponents, their division rivals. One in the Giants, and I don't know who the Cowboys' second win was against. Was it the Skins or the Eagles? I have to check on that. But the point is, once the Giants, it was the Giants week 1, Eagles week 2, they won. And since then, they've lost to the Falcons, Saints, and Patriots. Now, the Cowboys are a team, Des Bryant is a player who potentially, I think right now is listed, probably is going to be doubtful for this weekend. But he's on the brink of coming back from this foot surgery. Tony Romo, give him a couple more weeks, he's going to be back. If this team can manage to win 1 or 2 more games to kind of just stay afloat, kind of somewhere near the 500 mark, they are going to win this division with a 9-7 record, maybe 10-6, because like you just mentioned, this team, in my opinion, is the best team in this division by far. They have the talent on the offense. They've added a lot of key pieces on defense, especially in the pass rushing department. So when you piece all of these things together, right now I like the Cowboys. Even though their record does not necessarily reflect it as of right now, I'm going to say no to the question that we just asked. The Eagles are not the best team.
That's holding the Cowboys back. That's
right.
Plain and simple. They're missing their 2 best players on the team, and that's why it's translated to 3 straight losses. And even in those 3 straight losses, it's not like they've been getting killed. They looked very good, especially the defense versus the Patriots. They've been playing close games. They just haven't been able to close it out because they need someone in the name of Tony Romo to put points on the board and keep teams honest.
Now here's a head scratcher, because as I was going through some links on ESPN, I go to the power rankings, and I believe we got this down in the FanDuel comment box from Mr. Pearl 420. How are the Cardinals still ranked higher than the Bengals in the ESPN power rankings? And I actually want to ask that same question, because right now the Cardinals are ranked fourth with a 4-2 record behind all three undefeated teams, being the Broncos, Packers, and Patriots. And then you have the Bengals at 6-0 at 5, Panthers at 5-0 at 6, Falcons at 5-1 at 7. But then they stick a 2-loss team like the Cardinals in the top 5. That doesn't make too much sense to me.
Well, you know what? To be honest, power rankings are just virtually worthless. It's just a conversation piece for us fans. That's what it really was created for. Okay? Power rankings really mean nothing in the scheme of things. It really doesn't mean anything. All it does is, maybe increase expectations for certain teams. Power rankings does nothing for me personally. I just think it's a conversation piece for us to, have fun with, argue about. It's nothing in the grand scheme. It's going to add nothing to the playoffs. Doesn't mean you have to prove it out there in the playoffs. Plain and simple. What was the ranking of the Patriots after 4 weeks last year?
Who knows? I don't know.
The bottom half of the league. They must have been 15 and below, right? Everybody counted out the Patriots last year. Who ended up being the champs? We already know. Okay, so, but to answer the question, yeah, it's stupid. The Bengals are undefeated. The Cardinals got 2 losses. They haven't beat a legit, playoff team just yet. A lot of people are doubting them, but for whatever reason, the Cardinals are ahead. I still like the Cardinals a lot, but if I was doing my power ranking, no, I would not put them above the Bengals. And Mr. Pearl, he asked me a question on Twitter. He wants to know, do the Bengals have the best weapons in the league? Because this past week, you've got Ray Lewis, and this is the most talented team he's ever seen. You got Colin Cowherd saying, the pieces around Andy Dalton has elevated his play, that they have the best pieces in the league. So that's the conversation going on. Are the Bengals have the best pieces, best weapons on the offensive side of the ball? I don't think so. But I'm going to let you go, Dave, first and see what you think.
I mean, they were the same exact pieces he had last year in Giovanni Bernard, Jeremy Hill. Granted, Jeremy Hill was a rookie, and Giovanni Bernard has another year under his belt.
And Gio was hurt a little bit last year, I believe. I think he was hurt too.
So I mean, if the elevation is from another, an extra year of experience, then that's what it has to be, because Jeremy Hill hasn't played like he played last year. He's played worse. AJ Green is that elite weapon on the team. Mo Sanu is on the other side of the ball.
Marvin Jones.
And really the guy who's, I think, stepped up the most and has separated himself from his prior season is obviously Tyler Eifert. He's a guy who I was actually pretty high on coming out of Notre Dame when I watched his tape. And I thought Tyler Eifert was going to be a solid tight end in the league, but it took him a season or two. And now he's kind of emerging. Statistically speaking, I think he's behind Gronk as the number 2 tight end in the league. Jimmy Graham not being utilized in Seattle. Tyler Eifert's putting up the touchdowns in Cincinnati right now. So Andy Dalton's got, pretty much wherever he looks. I got AJ Green, I got Mo Sanu, I got Tyler Eifert. I can hand the ball off. So we'd have to have a serious conversation as to which team rivals or competes or could be better than them.
I already have a team, and I think that's the Steelers. I'm not saying the Bengals don't have very good pieces, because I've said it plenty of times. They have probably the most. I've been saying it for years. Am I right, David? That the Bengals have the most talent in the AFC. Very balanced. They're not bad in any area. But if you're talking about weapons, give me the Steelers' weapons. You got Le'Veon Bell. You got Antonio Brown. You got Martavius Bryant. And you know what? Heath Miller's a very underrated tight end. They have him block a lot of times, but when he does go out, he can make a grab. To me, he's like Jason Witten, but, Jason Witten light. I think the Steelers have the best weapons in the league. Bar none. If we go through the rankings of weapons, between the Steelers and Bengals, who are you going to rank number 1? Le'Veon Bell, probably. Number 2, Antonio Brown. Number 3, A.J. Green. After that, I would imagine, who are you going to throw in there? I would put Martavius Bryant. So 3 out of the top 4 players are Steelers. And if we haven't included quarterbacks, because if you include quarterbacks, who would you take, Big Ben or Andy Dalton?
Right now, I'd take Big Ben. Right, but no. Right now, I'd take Andy Dalton.
You're out of your mind. Okay, I'm still going with Big Ben. You're going with Andy Dalton. I love the ginger.
Big Ben is on the bench.
Yeah, Big Ben is hurt a little. Yeah, he is. Look who's talking, man. You praised Josh Gordon for the last 16 years, and he's been on the bench. What's your point?
I'm just saying. Currently speaking,
give me.
Andy Dalton has 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions in 6 games.
He's having a great year. Give me Big Ben.
Okay, fine. Fine, Big Ben. But there are, I think, I can't answer your question. I can't answer your question as to who has the best weapons, because I really need to look at every roster and be like, no, maybe, yes, and compile a short list, and then I have to get back to you. But right now, I can't do it.
I can't believe that. I can't believe you just said that. That's okay. Steelers have the best weapons in the league. You have arguably the 1 or 2 top 3 running back, top 3 wide receiver. Come on.
Okay. Yes.
Top three deep threat. And
are we talking about the top players at each position versus the overall group? The overall group, like you have Gio Bernard, Jeremy Hill in the backfield versus Le'Veon Bell,
and Williams, who's had a stellar first 2 games. D'Angelo Williams, who had a stellar first 2 games.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. Martavius Bryant is a young receiver. I think he was suspended the first 4 games.
Yes, and you saw what he did in his first game back last week? He carried them to a victory.
Marcus Sweeten, how's he doing?
Marcus Sweeten, I won't put him there. He'll probably be ranked like 7th on that team. Marcus Sweeten, he's had his chances, but he hasn't been consistent enough. I'm not going to give Marcus Sweeten any love. I just dropped him from my fantasy team, too.
So, that's that conversation. I think we had someone comment down here on Tyler Eifert. Also, Marvin Jones missed all of last year. 10 touchdowns in 2013. Eifert missed all of last year, 2 big pieces missing last year. Did Eifert really miss all of last season?
I don't remember him missing big time last year, but we got a bunch of comments and questions in the FanDuel comment box. We'll get it. Cameron wants to know how will the Jets manage against the Pats, but we'll get into that in a little bit. On the clock football, he was talking about, arrogance and all that. Yeah, he was saying some players like Larry Fitzgerald, Chad Johnson. Who's Chad Johnson? Calvin Johnson, I think he meant. A.J. Green, Julio Jones, Thomas are just get it done. Like, those are the quiet guys and stuff like that. The ones he's talking about, arrogance and, a lot of confidence. He's talking about DeAndre Hopkins. Oh, my God. He wrote the Hopkins, who's having an incredible year. Odell Beckham, Steve Smith, and Antonio Brown and such. So he said everybody plays their own way and how do they feel comfortable. You can't fault anybody for playing with confidence after all they made it to the NFL.
I'm reading the comment right now. Yeah. One guy that comes to mind is Hines Ward. Because Hines Ward, he wasn't, I don't think, very much of a talker. He was a laugher. He giggled. He would catch the ball. He would be laughing.
Man, that dude. And he used to talk a lot of smack too. And he used to lay you out.
But
he used to get into a lot of fights with quarterbacks. I have no idea what you're talking about.
But what I mean by laughing is he would laugh because he's just, I don't know, he's like excited to be playing the game. That's just like who he was. So he'd be smiling, running down the field. That's a different type of receiver. He wasn't one of those cocky, like,
think he was.
Terrell Owens.
Oh well, Terrell Owens is that. You're talking about the the top of the top of just
Randy Moss, Chad Johnson.
Ocho Cinco with the pom poms. Oh, I used to love Ocho Cinco. One of the best entertainers in the NFL ever. Awesome. Well, Terrell Owens had the pom poms, didn't he? It wasn't Chad Johnson.
It was T.O.
Didn't both of them have pom? I think both of them grabbed pom poms before.
T.O. also did the popcorn as well.
Who did the sign the autograph? Was that T.O.?
That was, I believe, T.O.
Okay.
T.O. did a lot of them, man.
Yeah, T.O. he was out there too. He went to the Star. I know that. Remember with the Cowboys?
Yeah, I remember that.
Randy Moss mooing. Didn't he told you guys to kiss his ass, the Packers fans?
yeah, he fake mooned everybody.
Which, I mean, people were upset about that. People thought he was being rude and everything. Like, are you serious? It's a game, okay? Please. He's having fun.
He's a giant turd.
You know how many fans are turds themselves? Plain and simple. How much smack talking is a fan talking to a player from the stadium, from the stands? There's a lot of junk come out of their mouths. Player can't say, hey, kiss my ass. If I was a player, I'd do it too. I got no problem with that. If you're willing to talk smack, I'm talking about the fans, you should be able to take it too, also. It's plain and simple.
Thoughts on the stupid play by the Colts? Did you catch it, Ezra?
Did I catch it? That was a joke. That was pathetic. That was easily the stupidest thing I've ever seen in football. Okay? And I'm all about stupidity. I'm all about, idiotic stuff. Plain and simple. Idiot sports talk. Idiot Ezra. I'm cool with stupidity. That was a travesty.
I can explain it.
I defend Pete Carroll in the third down. Okay, I defend Tom Cobb. I defend stupidity plenty of times. This was absolutely, a monstrosity. Jim Irsay should have went on the field and fired him on the spot.
Fired who?
Chuck Pagano.
Hold on.
He should have went on the field and said, "It's time to go, buddy. It is time to go." All right. Please explain that. Please.
All right. So what happened was they did an interview with the punter. And the punter explained it as it was a play that was designed to have the entire team pretty much shift to the end of the field. And as they were shifting, the idea was to have the punt team for the Patriots switch with the defense of the Patriots, and as they were doing that, they were going to snap the ball to cause a 12-man on the field penalty, which would then advance the ball 5 yards and give them a first down. But the person, first of all, they didn't switch their personnel. So if they didn't switch their personnel, the thought process would be, all right, we're not going to snap the ball. We're going to take the 5-yard penalty, they'll delay a game and punt it. But what happened was number 17, who was number 17 on the Colts? I can't remember. Receiver who wasn't in on the game plan because the actual center who was supposed to do it was sick, hurt, injured, something happened, and the person snapping the ball was not supposed to be the person who was snapping the ball. So he didn't know that he was not supposed to snap it, so he snapped it. And that's what happened.
Oh, wow. So the play was designed for Funny or Die, right? That website, Funny or Die? You know that website, right? So they do comedy.
Nah, I don't know.
Videos and everything. They do a lot of Will Ferrell stuff too. Comedy or Funny or Die. And it wasn't funny. If you're a Patriots fan, that was hilarious. Yeah. Of course, why would they switch to a defensive personnel? It's a legal formation. You're not gonna cause me Offsides. If you can't snap the ball, it gives us a penalty. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I know what you're doing is illegal, it makes no sense for me to adjust. Because if you snap the ball, it's a penalty. All the Patriots could have all laid down, okay? They could have all took a nap while that was going on, and it would have been a penalty. The Patriots could have did musical chairs. They could have did anything they wanted on their side of the ball. It was an illegal formation from the start. You try to Jedi Bill Belichick and the Patriots, all you did was cause yourself humiliation, and I think this play... I said it the night of. This play's going to get him fired. Okay? He is done. Chuck Pagano is done at the end of the year. They're going to win the division. The Colts are still going to win the division because it's a garbage division. But he's gone. He's gone. Unless he wins in the playoffs, which they could because, you know, they got Andrew Luck, who still hasn't looked great as of yet. And your prediction of them going to the Super Bowl is not looking good at all. But they can be dangerous because of Andrew Luck. But this team is going in the wrong direction. One with talent, because they don't have crazy amounts of talent, is showing on the field. And now their coaching is doing stuff like this.
Man, Super Hippo 95 is throwing down all kinds of comments. I'm trying to.
They could have went on Instagram like I am.
Right yeah, now. No, I mean,
would have been off this.
I don't know if, technically speaking, if it was a legal formation, not only because I think you have to have a certain amount of guys on the line of scrimmage, and if they met that requirement, maybe it wasn't an illegal formation. The point was they tried to get them to switch people in and out, snap the ball, and get a penalty, which didn't happen. And it was just a miscommunication because the guy snapping the ball didn't know anything about the play he was partaking in. Yeah, he'd never done it. He didn't know anything about it. So he snapped the ball. Worst play. I think, yeah, that still is the worst play ever, though, in my opinion.
Chuck Pagano's done. He's done. Oh, Joe Horn's phone is still the GOAT. Super Hippo. Joe Horn, Saints receiver. He's a beast in Madden 16, FYI.
Joe Horn.
Joe Horn. He's an absolute beast.
Yeah, 16.
Because in draft champions, you can play with like classic, old school, players, and he's one of them. Like 2002 Joe Horn. Absolutely. Oh, he's a beast. Beast. Put their hands on his ball. You can't take him down. He was a really good receiver for the Saints. Okay, he's probably I don't know, it's not saying much, but probably the greatest Saints receiver of all time. I guess Marcus Colston has a claim to that.
Potentially, yeah.
But still.
I want to see what the Jaguars have been up to because Blake Bortles in fantasy right now is ranked as the 5th best fantasy quarterback, and I find that hard to believe.
Wow.
Yeah, he's number 5. You got Dalton at 1, Rodgers at 2, Brady at 3. I can't remember who was at 4. Bortles at 5 and Phillip Rivers at 4. Bortles at 5 and Palmer at 6. But Bortles is a top 5 fantasy quarterback right now. His team is 1-5
because they throw a lot. They got some deep. They got some good receivers over there.
They do. Yeah, they do. I can't believe
Allen Robinson, who just got
Allen Robinson, and Hearns as well.
Blake Bortles has got 13 touchdowns. That's one less than Andy Dalton. He's got 7 interceptions. That's
not bad.
He throws a lot of. They throw a lot over there. I think that's what it is. He's got 242 attempts. Okay, he's gotten better this year. I don't think he's taken that real big step. Like wow, he's going to scare some people, but he's taken a very good step. Robinson's got 488 yards, 5 touchdowns. Allen Hearns, they're both named Allen. He's got 460 yards, 4 touchdowns. So they got those 2 receivers doing their things, and they just got Julius Thomas
Yep.
from injury. So he's on my fantasy team. So I'm hoping he does very good things with them. So you know what? Speaking about weapons, we were talking about the Bengals and Steelers. The Jaguars got some weapons on their side of the ball.
They're just young.
They're very young, and I think they need to clear up their. I'm not big on their running game. I'm not big.
TJ Yeldon's a rookie. You gotta give him some time.
I understand that, but usually, rookie. If there's a position that has most of the time has an immediate impact, is the running back position.
Give him some time.
I'm giving him some time. I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm not saying draft a new guy already. Maybe they should, but that's not the point. The Jaguars got, wait
some young weapons.
When they get a new coach next year.
Oh man, already with that talk.
You don't think they're gonna get a new coach?
They just hired a guy.
What do you mean they just hired a guy? Wasn't he been with them for the last 3-4 years?
No.
3 years. What's his name? Isn't this Gus Bradley?
Gus Bradley. He's been there for what? 2 seasons?
Man, he's gone, man.
Come on, man. Gus Bradley has been the head coach since 2013.
Yeah. And guess what? I just Googled his name. US Today says NFL hot seat. Oh, for coaches. They got Gus Bradley number 1. Coaches at number. Look at this list on USA. Coaches on the hot seat. They have Gus Bradley number 1. Guess who's number 2?
Wow. It's not Chip Kelly.
No, I can't believe this one is number 2. Andy Reid. They have Andy Reid at number 2.
Well, that team is in the toilet right now.
Well, I understand that. Andy Reid's number 2. Jim Caldwell's number 3. Mm-hmm. Chuck Pagano's number 4. Jay Gruden's number 5. Ken Whisenhunt is number 6.
All the losing teams.
Yes, and they only have 7, and Lovie Smith is number 7.
All of the losing teams.
Well, usually, yeah. Well, no, the Colts are a losing team, right? They're over 500, or are they 500?
No. They aren't even. They're
3-3.
They're 3-3. They're 3-3. Who gets 5? I think Pagano. If they don't at least make the playoffs this year, he's gone.
If they lose, if they're one and done, or they're first week and done, they're gone.
Jay Gruden just got hired on. I don't see him going anywhere after this year.
And you know what? The Redskins have been competitive this year. They're not winning games left and right, but they have been competitive.
Right. I mean, so we've seen Joe Philbin leave. He's gone. So I don't know what they're going to do at the end of the season, who they're going to try and go out and find. I've heard rumors that Jim Schwartz is a possibility with that Ndamukong Suh connection from Detroit.
I know who they should pick already, man.
Who?
I've been saying it last year. I wanted the Jets to interview him. I think he's been, and this year he's definitely going to get some interviews. That is Hugh Jackson, the offensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a former head coach of the Raiders. I thought he did a solid job with the Raiders and the talent they had. I think he went 8-8 with them. This guy knows how to coach, and he's good. But man, he's really aggressive on offense. Look at what they're doing with the Bengals. I know he's got pieces over there, but he's utilizing all those pieces, and they're progressing under him. You give a young QB some of those young pieces over there under his control, I think Hugh Jackson, his personality with the personalities of the Dolphins will mesh perfectly. I think he will be a great fit for the Miami Dolphins. And as a Jets fan, I hope that doesn't happen. Maybe the Jaguars should go after Hugh Jackson. I think this guy is going to be a head coach next year again. He deserves it. He's overdue. I think he's, like I said, I was hoping the Jets interviewed him. Todd Bowles was my number 1 guy because he was a former Jets assistant, but Hugh Jackson was on my list. I like that guy a lot.
I've been out of the loop on coaches because of Mike McCarthy being here for so long. I don't pay attention as much, but Greg Schiano, I heard they were thinking about also taking a look at in Miami as well. So it'll be interesting to see who they end up snagging for that position. But do you think Gus Bradley's number one on that list for the hot seat debate?
I could see him being a number one right now. To me, it's going to be my number one would be either, if you're talking about hot seats, my top three would be Chuck Pagano, Gus Bradley, and I think Jim Caldwell. Yeah.
I'll tell you who's number one on my list, and it's none of those guys. It's Chip Kelly.
No.
Yeah, it's Chip Kelly.
No. Nope.
Chip Kelly has deconstructed that team and reconstructed that team.
Okay.
If this man does not get into the playoffs, he's on the hot seat.
The hot seat means if he doesn't get to the playoffs, he will be fired.
He is GMing this team.
Yes, he is.
He's putting this team
together. That means he's got the owner's ear because he was the head coach last year. He went to the owner and said, "Hey, you know what? I'm Chip Kelly, dog. Give me power of GM. Let me get personnel. What did the owner do? All right, see you later." He built everything. He gave Chip Kelly the chips, okay, to the game. So
that's fine. But what happens if he gets the keys to the car and he ends up running it into a ditch?
That means he hasn't totaled it yet. Okay? He's still driving.
Okay, all right.
Right now they're in the driver's seat. Am I right or wrong? Who's in first place, like you said?
Right.
Chip Kelly and the Eagles are in first place. They're in the driver's seat right now. So I don't think he's in the hot seat. Like I said, I think the owner likes him a lot. And it's not like he's had losing seasons before. He's had 2 straight 10-6 seasons. You're going to fire him after 1 losing season if that happens?
I'm just saying. You don't have to be on a losing team. You don't have to be coaching a losing team to be on the hot seat. We saw Marty Schottenheimer about 10 years ago get fired with a 14-2 record.
Yeah, I understand that. And he's never got another job after that either.
No. But I mean, I think age might have to. He was old when that happened, and he's only gotten older since. So I don't know if he's. I don't know, but different story for a different day. I'm still putting Chip Kelly in that conversation.
I disagree. I don't think he has to worry about anything, unless they lose 8 straight. Then, yeah, that's a different story. But right now, he's not worried. Nope, that seat is nope. Not even his cars has his seat warmers. That's how chill he is right now. His 2016 doesn't even have seat warmers. He's like, I'm not in no hot seat. Crazy, don't put on that button. I'm good right now.
Oh man. Let's head down to the FanDuel comment box. Ezra's going crazy over there.
I'm going crazy. You're going crazy. Your hair looks nice today, just to let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just got a haircut this weekend.
I need to get mine tomorrow. Looking scruffy over here.
Yeah.
Super Hippo said Jags might be the best team in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Okay.
I don't know.
The Buccaneers got more wins than them. There's only 2 teams, right? Is there another team? No, the Miami Dolphins. There's 3 teams. No, the Jags are not the best team in Florida. Totally disagree with that.
What about if the Eagles don't make the playoffs? Do you see Chip Kelly leaving? Not getting fired, but leaving for a college team?
Nope.
All right, next question.
I think he has that mindset. He has that mentality that he's going to prove to everybody that he is a smart guy and he's not a quitter, and he wants to prove everyone that, you know what, I can get this done. I think he's stubborn in that way. And I think he probably likes to, and it seems like he enjoys the NFL more than college. Okay, listen.
I didn't watch him when he was in college, so no. So
here's a non-football question. Mr. Pearl says, speaking of Jedi, how about the Star Wars trailer that debuted during the the Monday Night Football game?
You know, for as long as I've lived, I've seen bits and pieces of the episode 4, bits and pieces of episode 1, and I've seen the third one. So for me, I've always been interested, but I've never seen them all. And it prompted me to ask around and see who has all of the movies. I found a good buddy of mine who does. He's going to let me borrow them so I can watch all 6 before the 7th one comes out. So I can catch up, so to speak. I thought it was interesting. It made me ask a question. Okay. And I don't know what the villain's name is, if he already has a name or not. But when he stands over Darth Vader's mask, he says, "I'm going to finish what you started." Is it Luke Skywalker?
That would be pretty predictable and pretty corny. I hope that's not it.
Okay.
But then again, hey, you never know. That's his father, right?
Right.
You know, the dark side's taken over. So we'll see. But we'll see what kind of villain he turns out to be if that is the case. If he does decide to fill in for his father. You know, but to be honest about the trailer and Star Wars, I'm going to keep it simple. I'm more excited for Deadpool.
What's that?
You don't know what Deadpool is? Marvel
No.
character? Oh, wow, David. I'm more excited.
I don't know.
If you're talking about trailers, specific trailers, it did not get me hyped as much as Deadpool. So I'm going Deadpool over Star Wars. I'm still going to watch Star Wars. You know I love sci-fi movies. I love watching all kinds of movies. Sci-fi is one of my top 3 genres, and Star Wars is the Mac Daddy. The King is going to break all kinds of records. But the trailer did not get my blood boiling like most people. You know,
It didn't get my blood boiling. I didn't care. I could care less. It's just a trailer, but it made me ask a couple of questions.
it made you think. It really didn't do anything for me. I really did not have any sense.
Well,
or maybe because the game was draining me so much, I did not care for it. Maybe I got to watch it again, the trailer. But Deadpool, I'm more excited for 2016.
You saw Han Solo. You saw Princess Leia.
You saw Chewie.
You didn't see no Luke Skywalker in there. So
He's at
anyway,
Starbucks.
Back to football. You got a bunch of comments trickling in. Mr. Pearl says, "Don't know what Deadpool is." I don't know. I don't know what some of these things are.
You need to check out Deadpool, man. That's all you need to do. I'm gonna let you slide right now. He said, "David is dead to me." Cool dude with Taco. Isn't that Taco from the league?
That's who?
Taco. The Taco's from the league.
What league?
You ever heard of the show The League about fantasy football, the comedy show?
Yeah, I think I've seen an episode of that or
Taco.
two, maybe.
Cool dude with Taco. Rafi's the man though on that show. What do you make of the Colts season so far? Disappointment.
Garbage.
And stupidity. Disappointment and stupidity.
Terrible. Poo-poo.
I don't think it's that. Okay, it's not that horrible. Okay, they're in first place. That division is so garbage. They're lucky. Oh, they're so lucky that division's garbage.
I haven't even hit on FanDuel. We didn't even get to do a FanDuel league this week because everyone told me that they wanted to join in. Oh, I'll put $2 in my league. I'll fill out a team. I'll put $2 here. I'll put $2. I was like, oh, we're gonna have about 8 people who want to play this week. I do a league for 8 people and 4 people join, and the league had to get canceled as soon as the game started.
Yeah, that sucks. Some people were asking. One of the subjects we were going to get on was the Seahawks. Speaking about this, because Cool Dude has a Seahawks profile picture. Seahawks 2-4.
Uh-oh.
I think is well documented what their problems are right now, David. Okay, that fourth quarter defense. fourth quarter defense. They had 4 fourth quarter leads. One against the Rams, Packers, Bengals, Panthers, and if you look at that list, those are no slouches there. Those 4 teams, okay? No slouches. But versus the Rams, 31-24 lead. 17-16 lead over the Packers. 24-7 over the Bengals. 23-14 over the Panthers. And they lose all 4 games because of their fourth quarter defense. Yeah.
You got to learn how to finish.
You got to learn. You know what? I don't want to put everything they're all focusing on the defense. But you know what? That means the offense is not doing their thing in the fourth quarter themselves. Okay? Because if you look at it like this, if they're up 31-24 versus the Rams, they lose 34-31. That means they didn't score again. Packers, they're up 17-16. They lose 27-17. How many points did they score? 0. Bengals, they're up 24-7 and they lose 27-24. How many points did they score again after that? 0. 23-14. They lose 27-23. So people are gonna focusing on the Seahawks defense, notably so because that was their strength in their run the last couple years. Legion of Boom, and once they had a lead, it was all over because this defense will suffocate you until the end, and they're not that same defense anymore. So that's why they're looking at it. Matter of fact, here's another thing right here. For 3 years, between 2012 to 2014, the fourth quarter passing defense, 60% completion rate, 14 touchdowns allowed, 22 interceptions, 35 sacks with a 69.3 rating. 6 games this year, 86% completion rating, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 4 sacks with a 135.5 rating. That is horrid. Okay? You're talking about horror movies. We were talking about earlier that is a horror show right there. 86% completion rate given up in the fourth quarter this year.
I think it's only going to get worse. Oh, in the grand scheme of things, because you can't really get much worse than what they are now. But I don't think this is going to be the same Seattle that everyone has seen in the last 2 seasons. Now, I don't know if you're a Seahawks fan. I don't know if you should be expecting too many more Super Bowl runs. Personally, well, right now they're 2-4. If you ask me right now, are the Seahawks making another Super Bowl run this year? Are they going to be representing the NFC? No, they're not. They're not doing that again. Are they even going to be in the NFC Championship game this year? I'm going to say no. I don't think they're doing that again. I think they're taking a step back this season, and it's showing right now. It's showing early on. They're 2-4. They should have beat the Bengals on the road, which they didn't, which I think is more of a tip of the hat to the Bengals for the resiliency that they showcased, fighting back and winning that game. But I think we're witnessing the Seahawks taking one big step back, and it's so far that's what we're that's what's happened.
I'm gonna say it. I think would it surprise me? No, but I'm gonna say they're not gonna make the playoffs. 2-4. That is a huge hole to climb out of. Their division, their schedule does not lighten up too much for the rest of the year. It's a tough schedule they've been given, which is basically the same what the other teams are facing in the West. And, their offensive line problems, they're still trying to, even though Jimmy Graham did have a very good game this past week, they're still figuring out their offense to a sense, and their defense is just not the same. Maybe, the league has caught up to them. I know they have a new defensive coordinator. There's a couple changes over there, but man, I don't think they're going to put it all together in time and win enough games to make the playoffs, because the Cardinals are going to win this division with 11 wins, I believe. And, the Rams, seems like they have the Seahawks number. The Cardinals give them a run for their money. The 49ers, your boy, Colin Kapp actually had a very good game versus the Ravens last year, but I'm not too much believers into the 49ers. I'm not going to give them too much pub right now. I just don't think the Seahawks can get out of this hole.
I think the most important question to ask is, where are all the Seahawks fans going to go? Who's the next team they're going to jump on?
Oh, man, that's some Packers smack talk right there.
They've been fans for 3 years, man.
We have a Seahawks fan inside the FanDuel comment box. Richard Sherman has tanked this season. Our line is still struggling. Defense is not as clutch as it was. Offense can't keep drives alive. He wrote in something else. He said, I don't think the season is lost just yet, but if we don't turn this around quickly, we'll be fortunate to make the playoffs.
Well, the Patriots were almost in a very similar boat last season. Tom Brady's done. He looks like he's old. He's not doing nothing.
But that was after week 4. This is week 6 now. We're heading into week 7.
I think one of the first questions that comes to my mind right now is, was the Max Unger trade for Jimmy Graham
worth it?
No. That offensive line looks terrible, especially in the interior.
And giving up a first-round pick. And like I said, when that trade happened, that first-round pick was more valuable to them now, because now we're sounding Russell Wilson. You can't go out and sign guys or re-sign guys like you were able to before, because your quarterback was on a rookie contract, wasn't making much money. Now he's your highest paid player. You added $20+ million to your salary cap. You need those rookie deals to replenish. To replenish your talent. So you gave up a center who was a lot of people thought was a Pro Bowl level guy, and you gave up a rookie, high talented guy. So, it was a big trade.
And they're not even utilizing Jimmy correctly.
If this Jimmy Graham experiment does not get better and it does not end well, I see him getting traded again, because you're talking about, I was just talking about his salary. You forgot about Jimmy Graham's salary. That's $10 million. So you got $30 million in new salary cap, complications you have to deal with. I think Jimmy Graham will be traded again if this doesn't straighten out.
Well,
I don't think he'll get released. I think he's too valuable to be released.
No. They'll get something for him if they trade him. But like the commenter said down, I don't know. I'd have to look at the comment box. If they don't win these next 2 games to finish, the first half of the season out at 4-4, it's over. They're not. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I think you can forget it. You can put the kibosh on that one. Seattle Seahawks, you cook them, you put them in the oven, they're done. You eat them for Thanksgiving, and that's it. You wait until next season.
Elton John wants to know, better question is, what WTF is wrong with the Ravens?
Everything.
They got crushed by the 49ers. I think some of it has to do with age, and I think their biggest thing is their lines. I know they lost Terrell Suggs, but I think it has something to do with age and talent when it comes to their offensive, defensive lines. I believe in Aussie Newson. I think he is the best general manager in football. I think he'll get this straightened out. But I think this team is going to play big-time spoilers towards the middle of the year, towards the late in the year. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're 1-5 now. I was shocked they got crushed by the 49ers. They were in every single game until this 49er game, but that has absolutely crushed them the last couple weeks for not winning these close games. So I don't think they make the playoffs, but I think they're going to play big-time spoilers, and they'll retool during the year. They need They need some more weapons because Steve Smith already said he's going to retire. They need weapons for Joe Flacco. People love throwing Joe Flacco in that Super Bowl run. He's the man, the Mac Daddy. Guess what? He can't carry teams on his own. Been saying it for years. David. Joe Flacco cannot carry a team. Very good guy. Very good quarterback. But he's not a guy that can carry your team. You need to be balanced. You need to rebuild those lines. And you need to get him some weapons in the offseason.
Yeah, well, Brashard Perryman was drafted in the first round. We'll see how that ends up, panning out for them. He hasn't done a whole lot. I think he's been sidelined so far. I think the Ravens, if they end up having a bad season, which so far they have, easy bounce back candidate next year. This is a team that's they're no stranger to they're well coached. They're not a stranger to the playoffs. They're always in the playoffs almost every single season.
I think this will be the first time they missed the playoffs in 6 years?
Something like that. Again, they're going to be a bounce back candidate for next season. Maybe this is just a bump in the road for them. Some of the injuries kind of have taken over, especially with Terrell Suggs. That leadership isn't there out on the field as they're playing. But guys like C.J. Mosley, definitely a second-year player who's showcased a lot of talent. Brandon Williams at nose tackle in the middle, I think, is a solid player as well. And they've kind of retooled at that linebacking position in the last couple of years. So I wouldn't be too worried. But I think this season, if you're a Ravens fan, you can no longer be optimistic. You can just have to kind of it's like you're going to get punched, so you just have to kind of get ready for it and take it type of thing for this season. You're going to have to take it on the chin and move on. So I think, Ezra, I might call it early tonight for the Red Zone Blitz. I know we usually go on for an extra half hour. I'm trying to get the show for an hour and a half, but tonight maybe we'll take one more question and give our MVP and head out.
Drew Lee said it's karma to the Ravens and Colts, the little snitches. I wonder if Drew Lee is a Patriots fan. Are you a Patriots fan? I'm wondering.
Who should we...
Justin wants to know early favorites for MVP.
MVP? Well, that's got to be Andy Dalton.
Are you serious? That's your number one MVP right now?
Andy Dalton.
Wow.
What are you going to say, Tom Brady?
Well, you could put him up there.
Original.
You could put Tom Brady up there. I'm not saying Andy Dalton doesn't deserve, a little love. I am not disputing that at all. I'm the man who's been defending Andy Dalton on this show for the last couple years.
But you're not defending him in his career season so far?
I am not going to call him my number one MVP, no.
Who is he going to be? Who's your number one MVP?
Top of my head, I'm going with Rodgers.
No.
I'm going with Rodgers.
Not even close.
I'm going with Rodgers or Brady. Sorry. I'm going with one of those two guys as right now, if you're talking about MVP. But I did say last week, Cam Newton deserves some love, but he's not my number one. And I'm fine with you giving Andy Dalton some love. If records, wasn't such a huge impact on the MVP, maybe you're talking about dark horses. How about Julio Jones? Or this guy's having a monster year, DeAndre Hopkins, which I said earlier in the show. If the Texans were 3-3 or something like that, Hopkins is absolutely beasting on the league right now. But I'm going to say dark horse. You talk about dark horse, who's really not going to get his name. I'm going to go Julio Jones because the Falcons are in first place. Or you could talk about their running back. I mean, the Falcons are in first. They're 5-1. Freeman, who's got 9 touchdowns? He's having a sick year himself.
Yep.
You're talking about dark. I'm gonna give you those two dark horses right now. And they're both on the same team, and that is Freeman or Julio Jones. And now let me not put or and.
How about MVP for the Red Zone Blitz tonight?
Red Zone Blitz.
This one's easy.
This one's easy for you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, oh wait, I know. I think I know you're going for.
Yeah.
Super Hippo.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Super Hippo.
Well, Mr. Pearl 420 showing up all night as well. El Chingon showing up all night as well.
Okay. And you say he's earned your respect back.
Who?
Mr. Pearl.
Earned my respect back. Where did it go?
Remember when you because you didn't know Deadpool, you died to him. But you're back now. You're back now because you picked. He's a Bengals fan because you picked Andy Dalton. Rad Guy says Ravens can and will win the Super Bowl. But wait. He's right. He's right. They can and will, but it's not happening in the year 2016. It's not happening. It's not happening this season. Okay? He's right. He just didn't put a year. Okay? Maybe he's talking about Super Bowl 51, 52, 53. He can talk about, but it ain't 50. And the only way they were in 50 is you playing Madden 16 and you got the Ravens. That's the only way. They still have a chance. If your Ravens on your PlayStation 4, Xbox One are doing good. Because that ain't happening in real life. You could forget about that. He's throwing up to Joe Flacco. He said, we're still got fire, so stop hating. Still got fire. You guys are on fire, okay? You got lit up. Cap lit that ass on fire, all right? He was lighting you guys up. You guys look like JPP out there. You got burned. You got burned and you're missing a couple fingers and a couple wins in the lost comment. Speaking about that, isn't JPP, I've read something that he might be coming back real soon, JPP, for the Giants? I don't know, man. Hopefully he's all right, man. Hopefully he's able to come back this year and show that he's capable at playing football. But like I said, I think, man, it's tough for me to believe that hasn't affected him. Grab my strong hand. My strong hand. JPP, my strong hand. I'll help you up, my strong hand. Scary movie. That's what I thought. JPP be like, grab my strong hand. You can't do a you can't do a sweet move with 3 fingers. Man, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that'd be messed up. You see a ref call the holding on JPP. JPP like, are you serious? Are you serious, ref? How am I holding? How am I holding? You gonna call holding call me? This is ridiculous. I mean, the stupidest flag in the NFL.
God.
Calling holding on JPP. Makes no sense.
I'd like to see the replay. His glove is flapping with the
it got caught in the pad. That's the only way. If the 2 fingers got caught in like the defender's shoulder pad or something, or in the helmet.
Oh man. So who's your MVP for the Red Zone Blitz tonight?
I'm also gonna go with Super Hippo. 6-pack rocking.
Well, that does it then for the Red Zone Blitz. I know we're heading out a little earlier than usual, but that's a show we have for you guys tonight on the Red Zone Blitz. Dave from Wake Up It's Football. That's Ezra from Idiot Sports Talk.
Drew Lee said in Scary Movie when he sticks his hand in the cake or something had me. Wait, I guess when he went to go lick the cake, he's like, oh, delicious. And his little hand. That's messed up. JPP at his son's birthday party. Don't be like that, Drew Lee. That's messed up. Oh, Ron said the Falcons aren't for real.
Yeah, no, that. You have the hottest running back in the game right now. You have one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in the league, And Matt Ryan is not a very bad quarterback at all. So defensively, been a little bit better than last season. I don't see why they aren't. And they're first in that division. They're 5-1.
No, they're not in first. The Panthers in first. We keep forgetting that.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
That's why I made that mistake, too. The Panthers are in first place. That's why Cam Newton deserves some love.
Let's head out on the Red Zone Blitz before we make any more mistakes, because that was a pretty big one.
Well,
we didn't even talk about the Panthers tonight.
One last question. One last discussion. There's
All right.
5. Let me see how many undefeated teams. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 undefeated teams.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a couple teams with 1 loss. The Jets. We didn't talk about the Jets and Patriots. You got the Falcons with. There's a lot of top teams right now with really good records. Wow. If I don't remember the last time there was so many teams. There was extreme tops and bottoms. There's not too much middle this year. It's a lot of top teams, a lot of low teams, a lot of 1-win teams, a lot of 2-win teams at this point. And I wonder what that is. But don't worry, my Jets, if they want to take care of Tom Brady, what you got to do is you got to hit him to the ground. That pass rush, the blitzes have to get to him, and it's a simple formula. That's how you beat the Patriots. You got to take out Tom Brady, disrupt his timing, jam up their receivers, especially Gronk. Hopefully they put Revis on Gronk. There's something among those lines, and Buster on Julian Edelman. I think he's the X factor for the Patriots.
Buster Screen?
Yeah, Buster Screen. I think you have.
How has he been doing?
He's been doing great. The man could play nickel. He's been playing nickel most of the year. He's done a great job against the slot receivers. You could pull him at number 2 when Cromartie needs can't handle his guy. Buster has been a lot of ways on the defensive side of the ball, our X factor. Okay, he's been doing a great job for us. Chris Ivory, beast. Him and Brandon Marshall are MVPs. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. And for me as a Jets fan, I think it's really the game that's going to show me and gauge the Jets. They don't have to win the game versus the Patriots to show me they're for real, but I want to see how they handle Tom Brady in this offense and their expectations, especially that they're undefeated. We're 4-1. Is a big-time matchup for the first place. I want to see how they come out mentally and how they handle this situation. So we don't have to win it to show me that we're for real, because in a lot of ways, I'm still scared for my Jets because I am not a huge believer in Ryan Fitzpatrick. We were sloppy in the first half versus the Redskins, but I love how we responded. So I want to see how we respond to the big-time pressure this week. And can we play from behind? Because if the Patriots get, let's say, a 14-0 lead, can we make a game out of it? Can we come back and climb back to the top? So we'll see. I think it's going to be a great game. I hope so. It's a huge indicator for me.
On that note, Mr. Ezra, we are going to head out.
Later,
Jets,
guys.
Packers, Steelers, Cowboys fans.
Jets, Packers in the
else.
Super Bowl. We're going to if that happens, we're going to the Super Bowl, right? I'll empty out my credit card.
Where's the Super Bowl this year?
I have no idea.
I'd have to look.
Is it Dallas?
Yeah, we could go, but you know how much one ticket was last year for the Super Bowl?
We'll go to the city. How about we watch the game at the bar?
Wasn't it like $1,200 or were they going for?
I heard the low end last year with $5,000.
Nah, I'm not going to no damn Super Bowl for $5,000. I'll stay at home and eat my Cheetos on the couch. Spend $5,000.
That's believe me. I'm with you all the way. That's why I said we'll go to the hosting city. We'll just go watch the game at the bar.
Maybe getting a bar fight or two, right?
That's how you do it. Whoop some Packers' asses.
All right, guys. Dave from Wake Up It's Football. This is Ezra from Idiot Sports Talk. Check us out this week. No FanDuel League this week because nobody wants to sign up. So we're not doing it. Later. All right, Ez.